What's up, guys? This is Luke Nukem here, back with another video, and as you can probably see right here, I'm not in my typical spot I would usually be in right now when recording a review like this. Because, you know, as you can see, I have like a new setting back here. I just moved into college like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But yeah, like I'm using this space over here just for temporary reasons. I know I'm going to be moving into a different setting eventually, but for right now, this is going to be the setting that I'm going to be using for most of my reviews. So, with that being said, let's get right down into the 2017 remake of Stephen King's It. Like the movie has stated before, every 27 years, Pennywise would return. And as a matter of fact, he has finally came back to the big screen once again with the remake of Stephen King's It. And it's also kind of funny because, fortunately enough, back in 1990, 27 years ago, there was a film slash a little bit of a television series called It, which starred Tim Curry as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. And for what it's worth, I thought the 1990s It was average. It was a bit watchable. I mean, I love Tim Curry as Pennywise without question, and I really like the kids in there, but up until it gets to the second half and the climax being a complete letdown, I thought it was just average at best. And now we are here with the 2017 remake of It. Now, before you ask what I really personally thought about this remake, I came into this movie with a little bit of skepticism because not a lot of Stephen King remakes have been really that good. I mean, one of the biggest examples was Carrie back in 2013, and it wasn't that great. So there was a lot of Stephen King fans and a lot of horror fans that really had the most amount of optimism when coming into this film. When I saw the increasingly high ratings on Rotten Tomatoes and on Metacritic and on IMDb, I was like, alright, this might be actually good. But is it a good remake? Well, let's talk about It. See what I did there? What basically happens in the remake of It is that it's basically the first part of the 1990s It. The movie is about a boy named Bill who basically has a chronic stammer, and his little brother named Georgie went missing, and he has been trying to figure out what is the cause of his appearance. Fortunately enough, he manages to find out that the reason why he's missing is because of an evil clown named Pennywise. And this clown, basically all across Derry, has been known for terrorizing kids and just basically giving these kids the worst nightmares possible. And Bill, along with his group of friends called the Losers Club, set out a plan to find Georgie and to personally stop this terrifying clown. So really, what did I think of it? It's okay, it's fine, it's mediocre at best. I don't know what to think, because there are some moments that really keep this movie afloat, pun intended, but in all seriousness, we'll get to those later. And there are just some moments that I really don't like. Like you've seen in a trailer, you've seen like the group of friends just sharing banter back and forth between each other. And as a matter of fact, that's pretty much the best things about this movie. That is basically the chemistry between the Losers Club. Basically, their chemistry felt like something out of Stand By Me, one of Stephen King's earlier movies. And I really felt like that with the chemistry with the kids in this movie. And really, in this movie, as you watch these kids, you can see yourself as one of these kids, and they're that relatable. And yes, this movie does really have great performance, mainly from the kids. Jaden Lieberer, who is probably the best part in that crappy Book of Henry movie, he was incredible in this film. The kid who played Eddie, I really liked a lot. But in all honesty, the one that really steals the show entirely from everybody else, even the kids, is Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise the Clown. I thought Bill Skarsgård did a really excellent performance in this movie. However, he's not a better clown than Tim Curry. The reason why I believe that Tim Curry is way better than Bill Skarsgård in this film is one example in particular, the opening scene with Georgie's death. For one, Tim Curry was very convincing when you first see him. He looked like a clown and he acted like one too. And when you finally realize that he's actually a killer clown, you're like, holy crap, you didn't see this coming. The first time you see Pennywise in the opening scene of the 2017 It, your first instinct would not be, oh, look, he's kind of convincing. No, you run away. You seen that scene where Pennywise was like talking to Georgie going like, take it. I was expecting Georgie to be like, no, I'm good. I mean, my brother's probably out there waiting for me. I should probably just leave. But no, he was like laughing along with them, you know, talking about like roller coasters and rides and all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm not sure if any single normal kid will look at that clown and be like, yeah, that guy looks friendly. No, you scream stranger danger and you run the opposite direction. But nonetheless, Bill Skarsgård does a really excellent performance as Pennywise. What I really also like about this movie is that it really captures its timeline very well. Like, for example, you would see like a movie theater on the screen that says like Tim Burton's Batman or Lethal Weapon 2 or Nightmare on Elm Street 5. There are even posters in Bill's room that is basically the Gremlins poster and the Beetlejuice poster. And for me, I think it captured it very well. But what prevents this movie from being a good sit-through or even just an enjoyable watch are the flaws I have with this film. Let me start out right off the bat with the biggest flaw I have with this movie. There are a lot of people going into this movie saying, oh my gosh, it's one of the scariest movies of the year. Is this movie really scary? No, I don't think so. There are two types of things that prevent this movie from being even somewhat scary. First of all, the jump scares. This movie is completely filled with nothing more than loud noises and some very uneasy jump scares. Here's the thing about a jump scare. A jump scare isn't scary. It may startle you, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna really leave an ending impact to you. There's not one scare that's gonna be like, oh my gosh, that thing is gonna be in my head for all of eternity. And all in all, they're really brought up by really unnecessary loud noises and that completely obnoxious music. There is like a scene where a character is getting chased by somebody, and when I heard the soundtrack, when that scene was happening, I felt that score was completely out of place. Here's a little thing about CGI. It's not scary at all. There was literally an effect in this movie that kind of looked like something out of I Am Legend. I'm not exaggerating, and while I do say that the kids and Pennywise do a very phenomenal performance in this movie, the adults, not so much. Here's one of my biggest flaws about the parents in this movie, aside from their completely overacting selves. Not one adult is different from the other. Every single one of them is either overprotected or over-abusive. And when it comes to the adults acting, it feels like something out of early M. Night Shyamalan, where the kid actors are the best part and the adults are completely way off. And a lot with the characters. Some of the characters, I think, were very underdeveloped. Like, there were some characters, even in the kids, like, I can only name out 2 kids who I think were completely underdeveloped and I think didn't need to be in the movie at all. As I was watching this movie, I was like, why should I care about you? Why are you here? You're basically just here to help people. I don't really care about you in any way. And I want to, but this movie is not doing that great of a job developing your character, even though you're the first kid, or one of the first few kids, to show up in the beginning of this movie. However, what really pays off at the end of me was the very entertaining climax. Basically, in that final confrontation between the kids and Pennywise, that was some actually fun stuff. On that note, it is basically average. It's a mixed bag. It's alright. It's mediocre. Would I say it's overhyped? Not necessarily. I wouldn't say no because there are some people out there who really love this movie. However, on my end, if you're wanting to see like a very piss your pants, holy crap, this movie is gonna give you coulrophobia, no, it's not that scary. But if you're gonna go into this movie just expecting a grand old time with your friends, you know, watching kids fend off a clown, you're gonna get it here and you're probably gonna enjoy this. With some very great chemistry with the kids and great performances with them and Pennywise the Clown, and with the movie matching its timeline very well and the climax being very enjoyable to watch, some of the characters are a bit underdeveloped, the film really isn't scary, just amounting to jump scares and bad CGI, and the adult actors aren't really good either. I just find it to be very mediocre at best. But in all honesty, I'm really split down with this movie, so I am going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. Alright guys, that is my review of It. Comment below, let me know what you thought about this movie. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. And also, be sure to subscribe for more. My name is Luke Nukem, and you have been blown away.